to the Mind Shift Movement Podcast with your host, Alan Johnson. On this podcast, Alan will be sharing with you empowering, effective, and actionable knowledge within the health, fitness, and mindset space to help you make the progress and growth that you desire from your life so you'll become the very best version of you, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So now, get ready to dive into today's episode.
Okay, so I had a really lovely message from a lady, when was it? Over the weekend. And basically, this lady works for the NHS. She's doing, obviously, a marvellous job right now, you know, looking after everyone in hospitals, trying to treat people and help people get better. And basically, she reached out to me and thanks me for the COVID Fit community group that we've put together. Which now has over 3,500 members within this group, okay? And basically, we're sharing like home workouts in there, meal plans, motivation, fitness inspiration, all sorts basically. And this lady's been a part of the community since kind of the early days, really. It's been going for around 3 or 4 weeks now. So just before the lockdown come in, I created the group, started inviting people to the group, and it has just literally grown and grown. So this lady who works for the NHS, basically, she said to me that she's gone and left all NHS-related groups. So even though she works for the NHS, she's actually decided to leave a lot of the groups because of just some of the stuff that's being posted in them. So I'm not in any of them, but I can only imagine what's being posted. And she just said it's just too negative. It's messing up with her mental health. You know, it's affecting her mindset and the way she's thinking and the way she's feeling as well, ultimately. So she's had to leave those groups. But she decided to stay within our community, which is a really nice feeling. You know, we don't accept any negative posts going into the group. So every single post that gets shared has to be approved by either myself or my virtual assistant that works closely with me, and we decide which posts get approved and which don't. And we literally do not accept any negative posts whatsoever within the group because there's enough of it on social media, so we really don't want our community group to be like this, okay? So look, please listen, right? At times like this, we have to be very, very careful of what we're feeding our minds. Very careful. And, you know, we have to cut back on stuff like the TV news channels. You know, it's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you know, bombarding us with these dramatic headlines of what's going on in the world. You know, it's on the radio news, in the newspapers, magazines, and social media posts as well. You know, it's literally endless right now, and people don't need to be taking in all of that information. We kind of know what's going on right now within the world, and people are kind of getting addicted to getting those hourly updates, and it just isn't necessary. It's not needed. You know, this is going to have a dramatic impact on your mental health. And what is happening in the world is happening. You know, we don't need to have the hourly or minute by minute updates of what's going on, like the death rate within the UK or globally, whatever. You know, we don't need to have those hourly updates. All it's going to do is have a negative effect on our mental health, the way we're thinking, the way we are feeling, how we are responding to what's going on around us. So we might start becoming, having like a short temper with those loved ones around us, and just start not acting as our best selves. And no one really wants that, you know. So the impact on people's mental health is going to live on much, much, much longer than COVID-19. So much longer. And it's your choice if you want to remain addicted to the news. So you have a choice whether you keep the news on, the negative news and all the drama going on, or it's your choice just to switch it off, or maybe just tune into it maybe once a week if you really need to, if you really want to get that information in. But ultimately, we have the guidelines now. We know the guidelines. So we have to just stick to them as closely as we possibly can to get through this. And it will pass very soon. I'm sure it will. I hope it will. But in the meantime, we just have to do the best we can. We have to protect ourselves from all the negativity going on, just like this NHS worker has with leaving those NHS groups, because she just can't handle the negativity going on. Okay, so as I've shared, the COVID Fit community is a Facebook community founded by myself just around 3 to 4 weeks ago, a week prior to going into lockdown. I kind of had a feeling lockdown was going to be happening, so I wanted to create this group to help people stay fit, healthy and mentally strong during COVID-19, during the lockdown period. And I'm sharing weekly home workouts that you don't need any equipment at all. As well as this, I've been sharing free meal plans in the group. I shared a senior workout, okay, today for anyone that's over 50 or anyone that has difficulties with their mobility. So a real simple workout for the older generation. Also, just fitness inspiration and motivation, a bit of accountability as well. And it's good fun. People are enjoying the community. It's grown so fast, not because of myself, it's because of people inviting their own friends and families to join the group as well. So if you want to join the group, go find it on Facebook. It is called the COVID Fit Community Group. Okay. The plan is tomorrow. It's Tuesday tomorrow. I'm not even sure what the date's going to be. I think it's going to be the 14th. The name, I'm planning on changing the name of the group, but I'll update you on what the change is. But if you listen to this right now, go search the group COVID Fit Community on Facebook, and I'm sure you'll really enjoy what's going on within that community. Positive, uplifting, energetic, everyone sharing positive stories within the group, and yes, it's a really, really great community. So do exactly as this lady, like I've shared her story about today, and go leave those negative groups that you don't really need to be in anymore. Even if you just do it on a temporary basis, let all the lockdown clear up, let COVID-19 clear up, and just leave those groups temporarily if they're not making you feel good. Because ultimately, that's what we all want, right? We want more happiness and we want to feel our best. So if you're taking on information that's not making you feel a certain way that you want to feel, then just eliminate it. You don't need the news on 24 hours a day. Anything important in this world, someone else will tell you about it. That's the way I see it with the news anyway. So any of these shocking stories that you hear on the news, there'll be someone else that that is watching it, and they can just feed you the information if you really want to hear it. So yeah, that is it from me. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch up with you all on the next episode.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Mind Shift Movement Podcast with Alan Johnson. Make sure you join Alan's free Facebook community group, the Mind Shift Movement Podcast Community. Please support the show by clicking subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Share this episode with at least one friend that would benefit from it, and share the episode on your social media stories. Please go and leave us a 5-star review to help us reach out to more potential listeners, and we really look forward to bringing you the next episode.